So, hello everyone, and welcome to the part 3 of this series. So, we are leaving the code behind and looking at the physical and logical backbone that makes AWS so powerful. So, which is its global infrastructure. So, we will see how AWS ensures your applications are fast, resilient, and available to users anywhere in the world. So, without any delay, let's get started into this topic. Okay, so the AWS global infrastructure is built on a clear hierarchical model. So let's start big and zoom in. So at the top level, we have AWS regions. So these are separate geographic areas around the world, like the US East one in North Virginia or AP Southeast one in Singapore. So most AWS services are region scoped. So which means resources you create exist in one specific region. So you choose a region based on the latency to your users, data governance laws, and cost. So inside each region, you'll find availability zones. So in availability zones is one of our most discrete data centers, so which are redundant in power, networking, and cooling. So they are physically separated from each other to be isolated from disasters like floods, storms, or earthquakes. So most regions have a minimum of three availability zones. So they are fundamental building blocks of highly available and fault-tolerant systems. So beyond these regions, we have edges. So AWS has a network of 400 points of presence, including edge locations and regional edge caches. So these sites are spread across the globe and in major cities are used by services like CloudFront to cache copies of your content, bringing it closer to you, the end users, for lowest possible latency. And moving on, we will talk about global application services, DNS and CDN. So now let's talk about this leveraged global network to route traffic and deliver content. So Amazon Route 53, this is the AWS's highly available and scalable all authoritative DNS. So it's a core. It translates human-friendly domain names, like for example, let's say www.myapp.com, so into a machine-friendly IP addresses. So Route 53 is much smarter than traditional DNS. It has advanced routing policies. So latency-based routing sends your user to AWS region that will give them the fastest response, whereas failover routing, perfect for disaster recovery, it automatically routes traffic to a healthy backup site if your primary site goes down. And geolocation routing, as it says, it routes users based on the country they are in, and weight routing, which splits traffic between multiple resources, which is great for testing new features or for load balancing. Moving on to the next one. So, what is Amazon CloudFront? So, we have the content delivery superstar called Amazon CloudFront. So, this is AWS's global content delivery network or CDN. The simplest background is, let's say, for example, a user is in Paris requesting for a video from your website. The request is routed to nearest CloudFront edge location in Paris. If the video is cached there, it will deliver it immediately with incredibly low latency. If it's not cached there, the CloudFront retrieves it from your origin, which could be in a S3 bucket on an EC2 instance or in a load balancer. And then the cache is at the edge for the next user. So it's also secure, integrating directly with AWS's Shield for DDoS protection and AWS WAF to filter malicious web traffic. So let's say, but what if your application isn't just about caching static files? What if it's a real-time game and a financial trading platform? Or a VoIP service where every millisecond over TCP UDP matters. So that's where we enter into AWS's Global Accelerator. So Global Accelerator improves performance and availability for a wide range of applications. The magic is you get two static anycast IP addresses, and when a user connects you to your app, their traffic enters the global AWS network and at the nearest edge location. If when then the travels over to the AWS's private uncongested backbone network, not the public internet, so to reach your application endpoint in a AWS region. So the benefits are huge in this matter. So let's say performance, you can see up to 60% improvement in latency by avoiding the specific internet's hops. and its high availability performs continuous health checks and on your application endpoints. And if a region becomes unhealthy, it can reroute traffic to next best region in under a minute. And so CloudFront versus Global Accelerator. Let's talk about this. So the rule of thumb here is very simple. So we use CloudFront for cacheable HTTP and HTTPS content, and we use Global Accelerator for non-cacheable and TCP and UDP traffic that needs fast, reliable routing and static IPs. So finally, we have AWS that lets you extend its infrastructure beyond its own data centers right to your doorstep or even into your 5G tower. So moving on this, we will talk more about the AWS Outposts. So this is a full rack of AWS infrastructure and you can install in your own data center, and it can run services like EC2 and EBS and RDS locally. So it's ideal for applications that need very low latency access points on premises systems. And we have AWS local zones. These are extensions of AWS region. So basically placing compute storage and other services much closer to your large population centers. So think of video editing and rendering in Los Angeles or real-time gaming in New York. So AWS Wavelength is the ultimate edge. So the Wavelength embeds AWS compute and storage services within the data centers of telecommunications and providers right inside their 5G networks. So this is for applications that demand single-digit millisecond latencies like autonomous vehicles, or smart cities and immersive AR and VR experiences. So that's all, folks. That's a wrap for the massive, powerful, and intelligent global infrastructure of AWS. So from regions and availability zones for resilience to Route 53 and CloudFront for intelligent delivery, and all the way out of the edge with Wavelength, this infrastructure allows you to deploy truly global application confidence. If you enjoyed this, if you think you've enjoyed this, please like, subscribe, and comment for more AWS content, and let me know in the comments which region you use the most often. So that's all for me for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you in the next time.